What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my Golden Diary. We're gonna be picking up where we last left off after saving Yukiko. So, if you want to know what all happened, be sure to check it out in the playlist that this video is attached to. Also, really quick, I want to make a correction from my last episode. Yukiko's persona is actually named Konohana Sakuya. That was genuinely my bad. I got the names mixed up, simple as that. Now then, like before, this is your spoiler warning for Persona 4 Golden's true ending run. With all the preamble taken care of, let's begin. Clubs have just started to become available at school, so I signed up for the soccer team. I chose soccer over basketball because I actually used to play Little League soccer back in my elementary school days, and despite being a fairly tall son of a gun, I've never had much appeal for basketball. Regardless of which team I join, the other players all hate me because I'm not them, with the exception of Ko and Daisuke. Daisuke has my back with the soccer team, and Ko is in charge of the basketball team, as well as a longtime friend of Daisuke. The three of us hang out as I forge the Strength Arcana. Unlike party member social links, the only advantage to them in this game is extra XP when fusing personas of that Arcana. Because of that, most casual runs will prioritize the investigation team over anyone outside of it. The next several days are largely me making time for my friends and making new ones while I wait for Yukiko to recover. She becomes available on the last day that I would have had to save her, meaning that, for now, I'm just waiting for the rain. Another thing I make sure to do is stock up on a variety of different items that could help us out in a pinch when we have to go back to the TV world. And eventually, the drama club starts up, so I decide to join them, becoming fast friends with Yumi to start the Sun social link. When I get home, Nanako tells me that she bought groceries today, so I take advantage of our current stockpile. Whenever there's enough food in the fridge, you can choose to prepare food as lunch for the following day, and even share it with one of your social links to speed up their leveling process. You'll be given a random dish and have to choose the correct option on how to prepare it. The quality of the food depends on how right your answer is. Unless you're a practice chef in the real world, I'd say there's no shame in just looking up the IGN guide. That's what I'm doing. The next day, I decide to share my ginger pork with Chie. I figure with Yukiko bedridden, she's probably got a lot on her mind, so this could be a nice thing to help her relax a bit. She certainly appreciates the gesture, and later she invites me to join her for her usual training. Soon enough, the 27th of April rolls around and it's raining hard outside. Whenever it's raining in Inaba, most of your social links will be unavailable. There's a few exceptions, like the drama club, but they're only active on certain days. If you're playing on a fresh save, the best use of your time on rainy days is to study in the library, as you get an extra boost of knowledge for studying while it's raining. Beyond that, the only other option is going into the TV world to level grind. The next day, we learn that more fog is rolling in. I check the Midnight Channel to be safe and happily don't see anyone on the screen, meaning that whoever's doing this has been thwarted, at least for the time being. Uncle Dojima says that he should be able to get time off during Golden Week, and Nanako gets excited at the prospect of getting to go on a family trip. I obviously agree to join since it sounds like a fun time. The next morning, I meet Yukiko outside the school gate. She says that her mother has returned to work, so she'll be able to return to school again like usual. She then admits that she's a little embarrassed about me, Yosuke, and Chie seeing all of her hidden thoughts and feelings back in the TV world. I help to remind her that those thoughts are only a part of her, not the sum total. This seems to give her some satisfaction as she goes to meet up with Chie. On the rooftop, Yukiko agrees to join our investigation team. Right before Yosuke and I do something extremely stupid, honestly, the less said the better. We notice that all the targets so far, Yamano, Saki, and Yukiko, are all women. And currently, that's all we have to go on, so we treat those facts as our main clue for figuring out who the criminal is. Adachi drops by, and we take the opportunity to ask him some questions about some of the victims. He spills more than he was probably supposed to, and hurries off. Unfortunately, he didn't actually say anything that was too helpful. After that, we bring Yukiko to the TV world for a more official greeting to Teddy. Along the process, I get introduced to Yukiko's hyena laughter, as Chie calls it. She finds it annoying, but personally I find it adorable. Now that Yukiko's a part of the team, I decided to get her some practice by fighting an optional boss that took over Yukiko's castle. He's intimidating because of his rampage skill, which is a physical attack that hits everybody multiple times, which can mess you up pretty bad if you aren't careful. But stay on top of your stat buffs and healing, and before you know it, he's beaten.
Yosuke's completely blown his stack!
Chalk up a win for Feather Parakeet!
Now that test week is coming up, I help Chie with her studies in the library, but the real bad news hits at home. Apparently, Dojima wasn't able to get the time off. Now poor Nanako's heartbroken. Thankfully, the next day, Chie invited me to Junes to celebrate Golden Week and said that Nanako could come along too. We all ended up having a really good time, with me bonding more with Nanako and forging the Justice Arcana. A few more days pass, and I go visit the shrine where I meet up with a fox who wants me to give some special herbs to an old man. Once I do, the fox is clearly appreciative as I forge the Hermit Arcana. With things so quiet, I decide to earn some extra money as a daycare attendant. There, I encounter a young boy who seems to want nothing to do with his stepmom. Afterward, Dojima and I chat for a while and forge the Hierophant Arcana. They're not mandatory for any particular ending, but I like to make sure I always max out both Dojima's and Nanako's social links anytime I play this game. Soon enough, midterms are over, and now we're all a little worried that someone's going to appear on the Midnight Channel again since there's rain due by the end of the week. Chie and I get in some training before we get interrupted by some asshole who does not respect her at all. It made me angry just being around him, honestly. Chie was pretty bummed by that worthless loser, so I made lunch for the two of us the next day, and it seemed to perk her right back up. After school, I went into the Velvet Room to see if Marie wanted to go somewhere. So I ended up showing her around the shopping district where we ran into Yosuke, who was willing to buy her some steak croquettes. We spent a bit of time together after that, where I forged the Aeon Arcana with her, and during our time together, Marie mentions that she's lost her memories. After that, I go home and see that a high schooler, Kanji Tatsumi, has been stirring up trouble, getting on the news for beating up an entire biker gang by himself. I don't think he's at risk, but... ah, damn it. We all gather at Junes the next morning to figure out what to do next. But honestly, we're all a little stumped. Up until now, we've been working on the assumption that this attacker only targets women, since that's the common thread amongst all of them. But the fact that he's apparently targeting Kanji destroys our current theory. We surmise that the foggy image we saw wasn't actually Kanji himself, but rather the Shadow Kanji, meaning that he hasn't been pulled into the TV yet. So we all agree to keep very close tabs on the Midnight Channel and start investigating more about Kanji himself. The next day, we head over to his grandmother's textile shop, hoping to warn him about danger. But we instead meet some guy that was speaking with the woman in charge of the store. He didn't spare us much thought as he left. We look around and see the scarf that was in the creepy room we found when we first entered the TV world. The scarf belonged to Mayumi Yamano, apparently, and she bought it from this shop, meaning that the killer may have targeted Kanji due to his family's connection to the Yamano murder. When we step outside, we see that guy from a minute ago talking to Kanji. Kanji seems pretty flustered by how nice the boy is being to him, and when he notices us, he ends up chasing us off. Once we lose him, we express our confusion. Given everything we've learned today, Kanji's mother would be the more plausible target, but it's impossible to ignore that it was Kanji we saw on the Midnight Channel. We decide to keep following Kanji around, and I take the opportunity to get Yukiko's phone number, for the case, of course, and forge the Priestess Arcana with her. Apparently, Yosuke and Chie botched the job, so we ended up getting nothing. It's at this point that we realize there's no point in trying to talk to Kanji. He's too hostile and jumps to assumptions to listen to us. Left with no other choice, we go home, and I get ready to check the Midnight Channel when it rains again. I'm woken up in the middle of the night when Yukiko calls me to say that Kanji's gone missing. I hurry to check the Midnight Channel, and all I'm gonna say about what I saw is that, yeah, Kanji's in the TV world, and his dungeon is a sauna. You can take whatever you want from that. Excuse me for a moment. We try to go after him right away, but unfortunately, Teddy needs more information before he can track down Kanji's location. This is honestly a rather annoying new mechanic that most dungeons going forward in the game will have, where you have to spend typically 2 days getting intel to find the dungeon. Once we get it, the fox joins us, wanting to help. And the fox is the most broken ally in the entire game. At the price of some yen, he will fully heal every party member, with the price decreasing with every level of his social link. This means that I no longer have to really hold back as I make my way through the dungeons. If I'm getting too low on SP, I drop a Goho M and pay the fox to get us back up to full. Now, I won't be relying on him exclusively. I've been collecting SP restoring items for a reason, after all. The ideal scenario is to only use him once, when I find the door to the boss room. But now, I have a very handy oh shit button that'll guarantee my ability to complete all dungeons in a single day. The Steamy Bathhouse is a much less frustrating dungeon than the castle was, because it doesn't really have any gimmick levels aside from a locked door on one of the floors. But even then, nothing in here can slow me down for longer than a minute. Eventually, we reach Kanji and his shadow. The shadow expresses Kanji's frustration of people not accepting him for who he is and what he's into. Kanji rejects this, which triggers his transformation.
No! Nuh-uh! No way! There's no way in hell that you're me! You're me, and there's no denying it!
Kanji-kun! Everyone, on guard!
Kanji comes alongside two powerful allies, but they're not as intimidating as they might appear. See, the one on the left is weak to Chie's ice, and the one on the right is weak to Yukiko's fire. The only catch being that they can each cover the other's weaknesses. But even with that, if you have the girls focus on them, while you and Yosuke focus on Kanji, you should be able to take him down. But make sure Yosuke is protected from electric attacks, as that is Kanji's element. And if you'll remember from the last episode, it's also Yosuke's weakness.
Think they are! Throw down! Persona! Oh! Save me!
After the fight, Kanji accepts himself for who he is, and his shadow becomes the persona Take Mikazuchi. We help him get out and make sure he gets home safe. Dinner goes off without a hitch. Dojima is still none the wiser, and I'm glad I managed to save Kanji, but I'm a little worried. Kanji being a target destroys everything we thought we knew about the killer's motives. So now we have no idea what to expect next. And that's it for this episode. What do you think? Are you liking this series? Tell me in the comments. Let me know what you think about this game. And make sure you stay tuned for even more Inaba shenanigans from me. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an upload. Check out my buddy Tyler Crux. He does a lot of fun stuff on his channel, like his Road to Completion videos. Definitely check those out if you haven't already, especially since he just recently finished a video where he 100%ed Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth. Please, watch that video. My boy has earned it. We collab all the time. I'll catch you later, nerds.